That was former Twitter CEO Dick Costolo on the show yesterday talking about the president's plan for legal immigration reform and its potential impact on hiring in Silicon Valley. The RAISE Act looks to cut legal immigration by half within 10 years and prioritize visa and green card applicants by skill. Todd Schulte is the president of FWD.us and joins us now. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning.
So you and your organization are against this, specifically the overall cut in legal immigration, and you argue that actually runs against what President Trump campaigned on. Explain.
Well, we are against this. I think you hit the nail on the head. What this bill does is it cuts legal immigration by 50%. America's greatness has always been contingent on being a country that people come here, they build a better life for themselves and their families. By slashing legal immigration levels, this would be the biggest cut in a century, we're moving in the wrong direction. It's going to hurt economic growth, and it's going to hurt wages for people born in the United States, too.
So what if the overall number isn't cut by 50%, if it stays at about the same level, but we still have skills prioritization? Are you okay with that?
Well, we should be really clear. That's not at all what this bill does. And you've said this, but there's this idea that somehow the RAISE Act is a shift towards a skills-based immigration. It absolutely doesn't do that. Now, we think we do need to modernize our legal visa system, have one that makes sense for, a 21st century economy here. And we've supported efforts in the past, along with a pathway to citizenship, that shift up towards, a skills-based economy, a skills-based immigration system that works. But that's not what this bill is.
Why do you say that, Todd? I mean, I'm reading here that it creates a point system in which visa applicants are scored based on predictors of immigrant success, like their ability to speak English and their education level.
So what this bill does is it cuts the family-based immigration system. And by the way, the founders of companies, like Apple, for example, have come here through that system. Cuts that by 85%. It does not at all increase the numbers in the employment-based or the skills-based side at all.
Right, but it shifts the emphasis. So what's wrong from your point of view with it shifting the emphasis to a point system in which it's scored based on ability to speak English and education level?
But and that's just exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't shift the emphasis at all. Within the existing numbers, which it doesn't increase on the employment-based side, the point system that it puts in place actually is going to make it harder for companies to bring the best and the brightest here.
What about the argument that having fewer low-skilled immigrants creates more opportunities for lower-skilled American workers?
So that isn't an argument that you've really heard any economist make, quite frankly. And I don't think you've heard any business person come on CNBC and have said that recently about this bill. Slashing legal immigration is going to hurt job creation.
It's a political argument, I guess.
Well, then you've hit the right there. It's a political argument that people make when they're trying to win elections. I don't think it's the right one. And I will say this, when the president himself was asked, do you want to cut legal immigration, he said, no, 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 no. Now, I know he stood up there, he talked about parts of this bill here, but slashing legal immigration is devastating to our economy. Put aside what people say when they're running for office.
So, Todd, what do you do, given that this is your position? There's been some criticism of the RAISE Act already on both sides of the aisle. As you're going out trying to convince lawmakers to see this your way, what's your game plan?
Sure, and you said this. Folks like conservative Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina have criticized this bill. This bill has 2 co-sponsors right now. What we think is we should fix our immigration system. We should shift our legal visa system to one that makes sense for the economy. We should have a process for the 11 million who are undocumented to go through a background check and earn a pathway to citizenship. That's going to spur economic growth. We're going to have smart border security that stops future illegal immigration, but let's deal fairly with the people who are here. That's where 80% of the American public is, and that's what we're going to keep telling people.